Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's such a pleasure to be doing your reading. We're going to go ahead and get into your finance reading for the month of August. See what's going on, take an overview look. So, spirit guides, angels, ancestors for my Leos. What are the most important messages that they need to know in regards to their finances? What's happening? Show me some money. Show me some money. I'm hearing, oh my God, it's like an old nursery rhyme song. The rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Make sure, Leo, and of course this won't apply to all of you, it is a general reading, but just make sure that you do have your rainy day fund together. Just make sure that you got some money to the side, especially with us going into a recession. Just make sure that even when you have some good weeks, some good months, maybe you got a little extra money to spare, just make sure that you are being very cautious with your money. So we do have butterfly, sudden change, frivolous spending, and short-term loan. Okay, there we go. Without even looking at it. Yeah, just be careful, Leo, especially with your birthday season coming up. I know you probably want to treat yourself or even do something a little nice. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but just make sure that your rainy day savings is quite all right. And then for my other Leos who, and I get it, you know, you only make so much and you don't really have enough to put up for rainy day savings because you got a light bill, electric bill, gas, mortgage, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like when the check comes in, it got to go back out. I get it. Make sure though that you're able to start configuring different ways of being able to create either a side income, some form of a passive stream of income, whether it is turning a passion, a project, some form of interest or idea, hobby into a way where you can monetize it. Start figuring out, especially if you are, for my Leos especially, doesn't matter if you got money to put up or if you don't have money to put up. If you solely work for an employer, right? You don't own your own business, but if you work for an employer and that is your main stream of income, make sure that you have some form of passive stream of income that you can build. Don't just rely on that. Gold, I like it. Solid finances, investing, integrity, deep values. Thank you. And ring, financial commitments, long-term investments. Bottom of the deck is extra money, mature investment, celebration. Yeah, this is strongly, and I'm nobody's personal financial advisor. I don't know your personal finances to advise you how to put your money here and where to put it, et cetera, et cetera. If I knew your personal finances, I would be able to have a bit more guidance, but keeping it very much broad in its scope. If you are able to, and I cannot stress this enough because this is just what it feels like just in my gut, please make sure you build out a second stream, third stream, fourth stream, how many streams you can actually maintain and manage, whether it's putting your money into some form of investment, putting your money into some form of hobby, passion, project where you can build out a second residual stream of income. Your sole income alone will not, how can I put this? I don't want to speak out of line. Your sole stream of income, as good as it may be, or as if you're in that position that you want it to be better, to really build out the wealth that you may be looking for, and I'm not talking like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, et cetera, but you do have to get that second stream of income going here, or that third, or that fourth. And for my entrepreneurs, my business owners, especially if your business is doing well, I congratulate you. But importantly, if you work for yourself, but your service or your business model is service or it requires money in exchange for time. So like a hairdresser, makeup artist, maybe you own a landscaping company, maybe you own some form of auto dealership, something of that nature where it's your time in exchange for money. Make sure even if that business is doing great that you still got your residual passive incomes on the side where you're getting paid without having to give time to that. Because there's something here about your investments, Leo, that's really going to benefit you well. And especially, again, we are in a recession or going into a recession. Some say we are, some say we're still going into it. But especially with what's going on right now, there's just a good need to be very wise with your finances, not be frivolous with your finances. Even when you got extra money, make sure you put it up to the side. Outside of that energy, this is actually really good. Because whatever it is, especially for my one, two, maybe in the space of being unemployed and you're looking for employment or you're looking to build up your finances and things aren't really going well right now, we got financial commitments, which is talked about in this ring card, long-term investments. So if you are looking for a job or if you are looking for some means of employment, I do see that happening, but I will tell you this again is what I feel intuitively, you may have to step outside the box. If you've been applying to certain jobs within a realm that you're comfortable with, or maybe you got your sense of knowledge base in, right? If you've always been an accountant, you're still looking for accountant jobs because that's what you're familiar with, that's what you have your expertise in. There's something about this that you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and potentially apply to jobs that you may not be too familiar with. Now, let me explain this just a little bit further. Certain skill sets that you may have attained in your previous occupations could be utilized in a different kind of occupation. So there's something here is if you've been looking for a job and you haven't been having much luck trying to obtain a job within that certain space, look at other jobs in different industries, but that still have similar skill sets. That's where it feels like where you'll get that approval for that job, right? Where you'll get hired, where you'll start the onboarding process. But if you're still applying to the same landscape of where you've always worked in or in that industry or within that area, that's where it feels like it's a hiccup is going to happen because you've overstayed your welcome in that industry. It's like you've worked your years, your months, etc., how long ever it may have been in that certain occupational space, and now Spirit's trying to guide you into a new occupational space where you can further grow yourself in your career, further grow your finances, and also have further opportunities. Because it feels like where you were, you have became capped. So it's like even if you were get back into the same industry that you're working in, it would be great because of course you have the knowledge base, it's familiar, but it's like your growth, you've already reached your growth potential within there. Even if there are other levels that you can elevate up to, it wouldn't be as fulfilling for you. Your soul is needing something new and something refreshing, something that has a new challenge to it. So try to step out of your comfort zone and get out of that box and go into a different area, of something that you would like, of course, but you have more expansion and more opportunities for growth. I just had to get that out. Sorry. I feel like that was kind of a run-on. Tell me more, Spirit. Leo's finances. Leo's finances. All in all, though, long as you make sure if you're one of those Leos that has been spending just a little bit more than you should, especially your birthday season, just be a little cautious of it. Just be a little cautious of how much you're spending. I think that was just a leap of faith card to the Fool. Tell me more, Spirit. The World. And 2 more for my Leos. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so it was not the Fool. It actually was the Chariot. So I thought it was the Fool. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the World, the Chariot, the Magician, 5 of Wands, which is 5 of Gabriel, 3 of Swords, which is 3 of Michael, and the Sun, which is your energy. I love it. I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to tag it at the end of this video. And I did a video that said your next 3 months is going to be the best 3 months of 2022. And that's still the energy of what I'm seeing here. That's still the energy of what I'm seeing here. That same exact reading is what's coming through here. For some of you, your increase in finances will happen once you move or once you relocate. And it looks like there may be some challenges in the way, whether it's challenges with the move or challenges with securing that new job or that new position, but it does end up happening for you. But it's not without its difficulties, and it's not without a heavy ending happening. For others of you, it's like you've been wanting a change in your finances. It's like 9 of Pentacles here on the bottom of the deck, which is 9 of Ariel. So you are independent. You are absolutely independent. You know that you don't need anybody, but we can always have more. We can always use more, and we can always use our resources to our benefit. Even though we don't need anybody, sometimes having a helping hand when available can help us pivot to where we really want to be. And that's what I'm seeing here, Leo. It looks like an opportunity, whether it's in your current occupational space, whether it is in a new occupational space, or if you are self-employed or entrepreneur or anything of that nature, it does look like you may have some form of contract, some form of deal, or even client increase that you'll be experiencing, which will boost your revenue and boost your finances. But I cannot help but to go back to what I originally said about making sure you build up multiple streams of income if you can. So whether it's a second stream of income that's passive, a third, fourth, how many you can manage and maintain, that's really going to push you through. And don't get me wrong, the Five of Wands and the Three of Swords, it's not going to be a cakewalk. But nothing is. And nothing worth having, nothing worth obtaining, and nothing worth keeping is going to be a cakewalk, right? Because if it was, it wouldn't taste sweet once you obtain it. So this is going to have its ups and downs, whether you've already been experiencing this and now you're making it out on the other side with the sun, or this is what you're going to go through to get your finances increased or get yourself to what you want, where you want to be. You're going to have your ups and downs. Now, for others of you with this frivolous spending, if you are at frivolous spending, you're going to put yourself in some financial worries. I can't deny that. Three of Swords, Five of Wands. So I cannot stress that enough. If you want your finances to be stable, if you want to feel content and stable with your finances, if unexpected expenses come up, if unexpected things happen or shift and you got to pay out, or a bill comes out the blue, or a legal situation comes out the blue, or now you're faced with some car troubles, because every time we get paid or get some money, here comes our car wanting to start acting up. So if anything of that nature happens, you want to make sure that you are content all the way around. So just be cautious with your spending. But with this Magician here, it does feel like this is something that you either have already been planning for, you've already been manifesting, you've already had your sights set on, whether you know the job that you want to go towards, or it's like you've been trying to drum up that dream job or that dream occupation, or the type of life or lifestyle or the way you want your finances to look. This is something you've already thought. And when you think it, dream it, you can achieve it based upon the work and effort that you put in. Also, too, though, with this Five of Wands and Three of Swords, just be, and again, I feel like I said this in another reading too, just be cautious of the energies that are around you, because it may feel like some external forces may be working against you, whether it is actual people or just energetically, because I'm looking at some form of block or hindrance or some form of upheaval here. Even with that being the case, I still see perseverance, but you may have to make sure that on your end, you are so set and determined on overcoming these things that if you have to remove family, friends, people, circumstances, if you have to relocate, as I said earlier in this reading, you may have certain skill sets in an occupational space, but you may have to leave that occupational space and go into a different industry to really achieve and go higher, because where you were, it feels like you're capped. Even if you can achieve higher in that occupation, it's like your growth for that space has hit its ceiling. Now it's time for you to transition elsewhere. And by you transitioning elsewhere, that's where you really get to shine, and that's where you really get to feel accomplished, powerful, and stable. That's where you really get to feel successful. And nonetheless, throughout all this energy, your financial success and your financial plans and your professional plans will work out for you. So I love this. I love this, especially with this Nine of, and oh my goodness, and the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Gabriel being right underneath that. So you got a new start here coming in your finances. Just make sure, again, you buckle down. I know we're going into a recession or in a recession, depending on who you ask. Make sure you're keeping yourself conscious and cautious of that. Be very wise with your finances and your investments. Make good investments, okay? But you got this. This looks really great. This looks really beautiful for August, except for this little upheaval, turmoil situation you may deal with, or challenge you may be dealing with, but you'll overcome it. I promise you will. You will absolutely overcome it, Leo. So I love you. It's been a pleasure. I thank you so much.